Okay, you learned English in the classroom. You can understand your teacher 99% of the time perfectly. And then you go into the real world. Maybe it's a meeting, maybe it's a conversation between friends at a bar, maybe it's watching a movie. And all of a sudden you're like, is this for real? Is this English? Because I've studied English for years and I don't understand what people are saying right now. This is how I felt with Spanish when I studied Spanish for a few years in college, and then I actually went to Argentina. And granted, we have opinions on the accent from Argentina and how difficult it is, but I couldn't understand a word that people were saying. I couldn't watch a movie from Argentina and understand anything, but I realized it's not just because of their accent, it's because of the way I learned Spanish in the classroom. And this is the same for you. If you learned English in a classroom with a textbook, you learned basic standard English. But the way that native English speakers actually speak in everyday conversation is much different, many times. So today I want to share 10 native English speaker phrases that have come up. Well, there's a nice phrasal verb for you that I have noticed that have come up in my own recent conversations. So sometimes I feel like English is really overwhelming. You know, there's so much to learn, so many phrases, so many vocabulary words, so much slang, so many phrasal verbs. There's just so much to learn. It's hard to teach you everything about English conversation and advanced fluency in a short English lesson video, but at least today we can quickly learn these 10 phrases and you can use them right away, you can understand them right away. It's gonna improve your English that much right now. So let's jump right into it, meaning let's begin. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Gabby, your American English coach from GoNaturalEnglish.com, where you can find hundreds of free English lessons on the blog at GoNaturalEnglish.com. Okay, let's kick things off. Oh boy, kick things off? I wasn't planning on teaching that, but it's a great phrase. Let's start with, let's start with, if someone wants to talk about something you don't really want to talk about, like for example, politics, personally, I do not like talking about politics. It's not my thing. It's not my cup of tea. It's not my thing. It's not my cup of tea. It's not my jam. I don't like it. I wouldn't touch that topic with a 10-foot pole. I wouldn't touch that topic with a 10-foot pole. Of course, it's 10 foot and not 10 yards or centimeters or whatnot because, you know, North America. But I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole, meaning you don't want to discuss that. These are all several ways that you can say that you don't want to be involved in this discussion. And they're really common phrases, so it's helpful to know them. And sometimes when people want to talk about politics, I just say, I'm not really into politics. I'm not really into that. To be into something is to be interested. So to not be into something is to not be interested. All right, recently a friend of mine wanted to get a new car, but as you probably know, there is a microchip shortage causing the cost of cars, even used cars, to go up. So when costs go up and cars get more expensive, we can say, a new car, even a used car, any car, is a rip-off. A rip-off means something is way too expensive. It costs an arm and a leg. It costs an arm and a leg. Don't buy a car right now. It's a rip-off. Okay, conversely, if you find something that is a good deal, a good price, let's say you're really lucky and you find a car for a good price, you can say, that's a steal. That's highway robbery. So actually, my best friend recently bought a house at a very good price. And I was talking with her about it. I said, that was highway robbery, what you paid for your house. That was a steal. That was a bargain. That is the best deal of your life. Congratulations. So speaking of this friend, we were talking together as we took a walk this morning. We love taking walks together. And so when we make plans together, we don't use basic English phrases like, I want to invite you to walk with me. We use phrases like, I'm gonna go on a walk. Do you wanna come? I am going to go. I'm gonna go on a walk. Do you wanna come? Do you wanna meet me? Do you wanna come along? Do you wanna come with? Do you wanna get together? So get together is interesting because it's a phrasal verb to mean like to, how else can I explain it? Get together or to meet with your friends, but it can also be a noun. A get together can be like a party. Hey, I'm having a get together. Do you wanna come? So when you're inviting people to do things, it's a great chance to use the gonnas and the wannas. When we're speaking, we often pronounce I am going to or I want to as I'm gonna or I wanna. I'm gonna or I wanna. I'm gonna go for a walk. Do you wanna come? Notice I don't say do you. I said do ya? Do you wanna come? I'm gonna go for a walk. Do you wanna come? Another recent situation I had is someone took my parking spot. So this was a little awkward. I didn't want to bother them, but I had to say something. So instead of saying, I don't want to bother you, but I said, I don't want to bug you, but. So bug someone is a little more casual and friendly than bother. Bother can be a bit more formal, maybe even a bit more polite, but to bug someone is to bother them. So you could kind of start what you're going to say by, I don't want to bug you, but you parked in my spot. This also happened recently on a flight. So I was traveling recently and I noticed that someone was saying this to someone else who sat in their seat. Do you ever notice that people mix up airplane seats? So if this happens, you can say, I'm sorry to bug you, or I don't want to bug you, but I think you might be in my seat. Okay, and to respond to this or something else, some other situation where you want to say, oh, I understand, or I see. Instead of this basic phrase, I understand, you can say, fair enough. Fair enough means I understand, or you're right, or I see your side or your point of view. Fair enough, I see what you're saying. Another topic that often comes up is related to money and expenses. So let's say I want to invite you to travel with me next time, but you don't have a lot of money, you don't have the budget to do this right now, so you might say, instead of saying I don't have any money, you might say I'm broke. I'm broke, meaning I really don't have the money to do that. Another way you could say this is I've hit a dry spell. A dry spell, as you can imagine with the weather, means no rain, really nothing is flourishing in your financial life, so you've hit a dry spell. You're broke. Okay, no problem. Fair enough. I understand. On this topic, one of my best friends and I were talking about traveling together for many years, like many, many years. We've known each other for almost 20 years. And finally, last year, we were able to travel together. It was so much fun. And so, you know, it was a bit late in our friendship, but when something comes late, or even if you show up late to an event, a party or something, you can say, instead of, you know, sorry, this was late, sorry, I was late, you can say better late than never. Better late than never. I love this phrase because I think it's true. Like sometimes we judge ourselves too much for not making something happen, but if you make it happen, that's what matters. Recently, I was on a Zoom meeting, as many of us probably have been recently, and it was getting to the end of the call. We went over a few minutes, and then to finally finish the call, instead of saying, let's finish, the other person said, okay, let's call it a day. Let's call it a day. This doesn't have to be said at the end of a day. It can be at the end of anything to wrap up. Again, wrap up means to finish a meeting or a job or anything. let's call it a day. Let's call it a day. Now, another phrase that uses the word day that I've heard a lot recently is at the end of the day. I've been using this a lot. My friends have been using this a lot. I think it's just a great way to summarize what you want to say at the end of the day. It also puts emphasis on your opinion. So like at the end of it all, or in summary, in conclusion, or what really matters is this, at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, when you're learning to speak English, what really matters is that you enjoy it, that you smile when you're speaking, even if you make mistakes, that's okay, you're learning from them. So at the end of the day, just keep going, keep watching, keep learning, keep practicing. Leave a comment, try using some of these phrases on your own, and I'll look forward to seeing you there. Thanks again. Make sure to subscribe here to Go Natural English and visit me at gonaturalenglish.com for free English tips on the website. All right, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye for now.